Okay, I want to talk about this book here, Spill, Simmer, Falter, Wither by Sarah Baum. It's not a book I would naturally buy. If I look at it, the cover is a little pastel and gentle. Even the title is a little overly soulful for me. Um, and in a sense, the idea of a story of a man and his dog doesn't particularly intrigue me. Um, However, I did buy it. The endorsements on the back were interesting. And of course, I myself have a dog. Yeah, Jangs. This is Django. He's the family dog. He's a Welsh Terrier. And he's 3 years old. The book essentially is about a misfit, a man, I think more than a misfit, a true outsider. He's a man in his late 50s. He's hunchbacked. He probably has other disabilities, physical disabilities. He doesn't have any other special needs, but he lives alone and he buys a dog, and he buys a very unappealing dog, a dog with one eye, with what's called a maggoty nose, and he's vicious and he attacks other dogs and potentially other human beings. But it is about a friendship. Um, and one could use words like kind of touching and poignant and sad and soft words, and I think that would be correct. It is a very gentle book, and it's a book about a good man, um, and that can often be a difficult read to sustain momentum, compulsion, to introduce kind of a sense of tension. We often read about complex people, and he's not a complex man. He's just a good man that's had a miserable, lonely life. Um, but the story, it is the year in his life, this dog. Um, and I think it's a success because despite being all of those things, um, there is something about the quality of the prose, even though it's written in the first person, and I don't think the register is always right for this man. Sometimes the writer's voice intrudes, in the sense that it is very gently poetic. It describes a swan as the fabric organza, which I'm not sure is the case. Um, but but somehow it becomes a world that one wants to inhabit, and be part of and follow. And that is down to the quality of the writing, and B, the fact that occasionally we want to spend time with good people who are in you know poignant circumstances. It doesn't always necessarily have to be about desperation or tragedy. And there are no name apart from the only name in the book is the name of the dog. Everybody else is somehow nameless. But it's the Falter section. It's in 4 sections, which essentially combined with the seasons is a beautifully sustained piece of writing, that manages to do so much with its own self-imposed constraints. I don't think it's for everyone. As I said, I wouldn't normally read it, but I do feel enriched by it. And as I said, I think there are flaws, but it is a first novel, and of a wonderfully accomplished writer with a real writerly sensibility in terms of pacing and beats, um, but probably needs to be a little roughed up around the edges, I think, because one can't repeat a novel. I mean, it is essentially a man buys a dog, they become friends, and they spend a lot of time wandering in nature where he names things in nature. So it does fall into this current fashion for nature writing. Um, and But somehow I think she pulls it off, and makes a richer and deeper and more beautiful and less, um, sort of, what's the word? It could become terribly mawkish, but it doesn't. I did ask Django about it. Django, what did I ask you about it? What did you think? What did you think? Ruff, ruff, ruff. He thought it was marvellous. And Anyway, so yeah, Not the kind of book I would normally buy. I feel better off as a human being for having read it. You know, that's good. There are flaws, but you know, if you want to read about a man and his dog, a hunchback with a a dog that is equally an outsider, whatever. I mean, it's controversial in that way, in the sense that these dogs are now seen as a menace to society, and whatever. But it's worth it, I think. I mean, I would probably say it is a holiday read of some sort, but yeah. But anyway, Django thought it was terrific, didn't you, Django? Django, what did you think? What did you think? Yeah. Anyway, ooh, that's it. So thank you. Bye bye.